Okay, let's see if this is any better. I'm live from my phone now. It's funny, I purposefully hung out in Wilmington for this week of videos because I knew that my internet can be a little unreliable there. And here and in Durham, I've had some internet problems. My best day was the prep day when I was on 17th Street. Everywhere else has been slightly wonky. Oh, technology. Okay, can you guys see and hear me now? How is the quality? Tula, Ali, thank you for coming back. You guys totally rock. Video looks good. Great. Okay, so I'm gonna rock this. Whoo! Thank you. Bear with me. I'm going to just take 1 minute to recap. To those of you watching the replay, welcome to day 5. Yes, NSU. I'm bringing in energy today. I'm going to keep this video short today, and we're going to just wrap up what we talked about today, but I need you to participate, the 5 of you on live right now and anybody who joins us, so that I've got some juiciness to work with. I love this format. I love being able to coach and getting answers and feedback from you, and then getting to dish out some goodies. So get ready today. I'm going to give you some good coaching. Okay, so we had a great week. I will announce the scholarship winner on Monday. We have some special guests coming in over the weekend. That'll be some fun bonus, but I'd love for you to use the weekend to catch up on any videos or resources that you haven't been able to take in. Remember, everything disappears on Tuesday the 11th. So this is your time to soak in this totally invaluable information for how to up-level your food stuff quickly by getting in this habit cycle. Planning like a boss, shopping with laser focus, prepping like you mean it, even if it's only for 10 minutes, and then cooking like a pro. Yeah, not like a pro who went to culinary school, like a pro who had a plan, bought the stuff on the plan, showed up in the kitchen to prep a few things, and then rolled her flippin' sleeves up and said, I'm getting in my kitchen and I'm following through with this. Food is not rotting. I'm a pro at showing up for me in the context of real foods. That's the kind of pro I'm talking about. Okay, so, doors open on transformation. Very personally exciting for me. This is my favorite program. I'll call this my signature program. I love working in groups. I love my private clients. I have 4 ongoing right now, but there's something about the group energy, and a lot of my private clients will join the group too in addition. There's something about that group energy, that group camaraderie. Members even feel it inside the membership, where you just feel seen and heard, and you're gonna get inside of transformation a lot more of me than you would inside the membership. 4 laser coaching sessions with you, a menu plan every single week, master classes, and access on the app to the group and to me. Kind of like your phone a friend in the pocket. What was that game show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and you had a phone a friend? I'm your phone a friend inside transformation. So I want you to be able to take all of the habits that we talked about this week and pull them into your real life and actually get consistent being on your feet and being a little uncomfortable. I talked about this in the video that was not coming through clearly just before I started this one, but I want to just emphasize this point today. Change is uncomfortable. Change doesn't look perfect. One of the biggest things that prevents people from moving forward with their food stuff and their kitchen stuff is that they start to do it and it's like, it's messy. It's uncomfortable. I didn't like the way that tasted. My husband had a negative comment about the cauliflower. Like, whether we're aware of it or not, all those little uncomfortable things that are happening when you're out of your safety zone, when you're out of the regular routine that you always do, right? Whatever the processed stuff was, or the too much bread and pasta, or the ordering out all the time that you're trying to get away from. Whenever you are in that, even if it's not what you want to be doing, you're comfortable there, right? It's predictable there. Newness is uncomfortable. That's okay. That means you're doing it right. And that is good, good, good. The thing that you have to focus on is your wins. So I want everybody on this call right now to tell me this week, what is a win that you experienced? What's one thing that you showed up for, whether in a place of action or a mindset shift this week, that's a win. This is your opportunity to pat yourself on the back. This is your opportunity to say like, hey, no win is too small. No win is stupid. This is neuroplasticity at work here. By noticing what's going well, you are promoting and creating more of that for yourself. Does that make sense? So yes, on this call, I want you to share a win. Please do chime in, all of you. And I want you to start noticing wins in your day-to-day, you guys. I want you to start saying to yourself, I'm doing great. I say this stuff out loud to myself all day long. People probably think I'm a lunatic. I'll even be saying it in the store while I'm driving with the windows down. I'm doing great. I'm doing it as I'm walking across the parking lot and I'm late. Instead of saying to myself a year ago would have been, I'm late. Do you know what I'm saying now? I'm doing it. I'm on it. I'm doing it. I'm moving there. I got this. Because guys, this is a mindset game we are up against. Allie bought more organic veggies. Yay. Catherine says neuro. Are you talking about neuroplasticity? Tula, no sugar and yoga with Adrienne. I love her so much. If you guys are not following Yoga with Adrienne on YouTube, she's amazing. Hallelujah. It's been good. Tula, how do you feel with no sugar in your body? So when we're talking about what do I eat, people say, well, what am I supposed to eat inside of transformation? My friend Evan Folds, if you guys know him, he's incredible. I had lunch with him this week and he always says this to me. And I think it's so interesting when we're talking about just the greater problem on our planet of the food stuff. That's the kind of conversations we have. He always says, it's not so much about what you do eat, Rye. It's about what you don't eat. And I've always was like, yeah, no, it is about what you do eat, Evan, though. It's about vegetables and it's about nutrients. But if you are funneling soda and sugar and high fructose corn syrup and preservatives and, even too much health food, junk food, right? Not nutrient dense crap in your system and then going like, well, but I ate an apple too. You're not going to see the shifts. You really have to think about what you are not eating. Sugar, refined grains, and refined oils being the three things that are going to send you into the shitter the fastest and make you feel the most inflamed. Tula is feeling so much better without the sugar. Sarah, I made sleep a priority, exercise, sunrise, and beach walks, self-care, right? So Sarah, what does that do for your mindset, right? And how does that affect your nourishment cycle? Lori's going to make a meal from what she has, not having to go to the store. That is such a win. I'm glad you're here, Lori. Thank you, guys. So what are you eating? How are you eating? Inside of transformation, you would be eating real food, single ingredient sourced from nature. You make yourself at home. Who's doing that this week? Ding, ding, ding. Then you are winning. And you are eating liquid gold inside of transformation. This component is what sets this program apart to me from something like a Whole30 or, any kind of like clean eating plan that's out there. And there are so many good ones. And I really do like the Whole30. But the liquid gold, what you are putting in, yes, Evan says it's about what you're taking out, right? So let's start there. Take out the junk. Then use these habits, get your prep game on, plug and play your ass off to eat real food and drink the liquid gold. Juices, nut milks, smoothies, bone broth, herbal infusions. That last one is so game-changing and so easy. So inside of transformation, I take you into how to make those 5 things and give you my cheat sheet for making each one of them easily and simply at home, along with an Amazon list of links to the stuff you can buy to do that. Allie asks, do you consider those pastas that are made with just lentil and quinoa flour a real food? Great question, Allie. We've got lots of lentil pasta in our pantry at home. So I will start by saying that I'm okay with it enough to buy it and give it to my kids. My kids probably eat pasta twice a week, to be totally honest, with a good, clean, no sugar tomato sauce and grass-fed beef. That's like one of their favorite easy meals that we know they will just stuff their little faces with. And I like giving them lentil pasta as opposed to gluten-free pasta, which I think is even more refined and acts higher sugar in their body, especially for my oldest, who really we should be watching his blood sugar and his carbohydrate intake right now with what's going on with his body. So I'm okay with the lentil pasta. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a gray area with all real food. Like, I'm not going to make my own gluten-free or lentil pasta. There's people out there who will. I don't think it's food that's like giving me a whole lot besides protein, but if it's helping me avoid more refined, less real food, ding, 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 win. Does that answer sit okay with you? What do you think? Sarah says when she takes care of herself like that, it slows my mind, refocuses me so I can think clear enough to make nourishment happen. Yes, this is why nourishment does not happen in a vacuum, right? Our food stuff is not separate from everything else. It is absolutely intrinsically intertwined with everything. She chopped veggies midday for a big ass veggie stir fry because she took care of herself. Yeah, are you guys making that connection? So we're eating real food and liquid gold. Those are our yeses. And getting clear on what your protocol is inside of that then, right? We are all so different. If we take a poll in here, and I have in this group, right? All from people who are eating, all vegan, with lots of raw, all the way over to people who are doing keto with less emphasis on vegetables and higher protein and fat. I don't care what your protocol is as long as it's based in real food and you are buying the highest quality single ingredient source from nature that you can afford. If you're doing keto and you're eating factory farm meat and cheese, I'm going to have to call you out on that. If you can't afford to do keto correctly, I would rather see you be a vegan, not eat any meat at all if you're going to buy factory farmed meat. Does that make sense, you guys? So just being really specific with yourself. What is my protocol inside of here? What am I showing up to prep and cook? A lot of times we're avoiding this whole food thing because it's like, last week I was doing this one and now I've got inflammation, right? We're all so different. Maybe you're avoiding nightshades because your joints are feeling really fiery and hot. Nightshades are white potatoes, eggplant, and peppers predominantly, or okra and some other vegetables fall in there as well. It could be really helpful to take those out, right? And then all of a sudden you see these recipes, or you've been eating chili and all these things with nightshades in it for so long that you're like, good. This is where plug and play helps. Get clear on your yeses. What am I eating? And then how can I prep these components in a plug and play way that will allow me to pull them together in bowls and yumminess all week long? Yes? So plan like a boss. Planning for what you eat and what your protocol, real food plus liquid gold is. Does anybody drink any liquid gold this week? Chime in and tell me what you've had to drink this week. Liquid gold. Remember, it's nut milks, bone broths, smoothies, juices, and herbal infusions. Yes. This morning I had some stinging nettles, just plain hot in a mug as I was driving to yoga, going down my throat. And it was just like, it was so good to get that nourishment. And when I was in yoga, it felt like I had... it was an empty stomach. I chose not to eat first, but that herbal nourishment, that chlorophyll, those nutrients, those minerals, that iron to my cells, ding, ding, ding. That's a yes. That's a yes food on my list. So that would go on my regular grocery list. Stinging nettles. Pour boiling water over that. Done. Allie's been drinking celery juice every morning since January 1st. Oh my gosh, Allie, amazing. What are you noticing are the benefits of it for you? I think everyone's always curious and everybody says something different. I did it for 7.5 months last year, consistently every day. That's how much I saw from it. I'm intermittent with it now, and sometimes it's not so great, but a lot of times my digestion is happier on a celery juice day. Okay, so prep. No, I keep saying prep. Plan. You guys, you can plan on a Post-it note. Seriously, you don't have to set aside 30 minutes and all this time and I've got to figure it out and let me pull out the cookbooks and oh my gosh, and what are the recipes? Let's make it easy, right? Go plug and play, do 30 seconds if you need to. Honestly, just something you need to plan ahead. Lily has 2 links I'm sharing with you today as your PDF resources for today. These are juicy, you guys. I've got 2 brand new menu plans. These were the NSK member-only menu plans. Every single week inside the membership, members receive a new menu plan every Friday. These are recipe-based planning. So not necessarily plug and play ingredients. These are complete recipes. Sometimes it's a main and a side dish that I have chosen and pulled together and the team has tested, and I've scoured through each recipe for you to make sure this is real food, nutrient density, and that it's easy. My recipes are not complicated. I also don't like to messy up a lot of bowls. You will find me using a blender a lot to make a quick dressing, to drizzle on something. Easy peasy. Lily's posting those links now. You guys make sure you check them out. There's an omnivore menu plan and there's a vegan menu plan. So if you're going to join Transformation, or if you're in the membership or plan on joining the membership in the future, know that a weekly infusion of recipe ideas, a menu plan complete with grocery list, would be coming to your inbox, and you'd be getting an alert on your phone saying your new menu plan is ready. Go to the NSK app. Click. Boing. And what you're opening up is the PDF just exactly like what you're seeing today. Those are the plans from 2 weeks ago inside the membership, and exactly like what the plans will be like in Transformation. So little sneak peek for you, and I hope you can use them. Scroll through. Which recipes stand out to you? Okay, thanks for posting those, Lily. Julie, I'm glad you're here. You guys are doing great. So plan. You got to do some planning. What about shopping? Shop with laser focus we talked about this week. The number one thing that I heard in the shopping day when that was our focus was, I'm triggered. People being triggered about money, right? Shopping just stresses me out, or triggered just by the sensory experience of having all of this stuff to buy at 3 different stores and get it pulled together and home. And every time I'm handing out money or my card, I'm like, "Gah," or my kids are with me and it's overwhelming. Shopping is big. There's a lot of variables and factors here. And what we talked about on Tuesday on the shopping day is pulling things together for yourself. Now, if you have a plan, you are cutting back significantly on that shopping anxiety, right? Yes. And just track your triggers and do what you can do to keep yourself calm for this experience. Your nervous system is triggered for this shopping, the answers that I'm hearing, that overwhelm, that I'm freaking out, that I don't like this. And your job is to take things down a notch. Make sure you're well fed. Leave the kids with grandma. Seriously, do a 5-minute meditation before you go. Breathe in the car. Take your nervous system down so that the shopping experience can be just what it needs to be, a factual way to get the items on the list back into your home. Consider having delivery. Consider doing the drive-through pickup on groceries. Get creative, divide and conquer. Ask for help from your partner, friends, neighbors, if need be. Takes a village. Not just to raise a kid, but to get real food in our mouths too. Tula says the online shopping helps her so much. Yeah, do you do the Harris Teeter one? Some people tell me it saves them money. Oh, Julie made Saka pizza for lunch. Yay! I'm so glad that you're here and you made it. Actually, that's our video of the day today. I have just a Saka video. I know I made it yesterday in the cooking demo, but I'm going to release to you guys after this, the Saka video. Tula does Prime Now and Instacart and the pickup. Wow, she's got all the methods going on. And when you have 3 tiny babies, you get creative. Take a note from Tula, you guys. She's got it going on with the shopping. So track your triggers. Go in with a plan. Let me know, you guys, those of you that are on live, how can you upgrade or be more intentional with your shopping experience this next week? A lot of you will be going over the weekend to the store. How can you make shopping less overwhelming or stressful? More enjoyable or more focused? Or those of you that love shopping but come home with like way too much stuff, right? And you're like jamming it into the freezer, which is already chock full of stuff. Elizabeth, I'm glad you're here. Great. How can you upgrade your shopping experience? For me, oh my gosh, how can I upgrade my shopping experience? I think I'm ready to integrate my family more and be less controlling with the shopping. Like, this is my thing. I like to do this. I want to pick out the thing. Trust my husband more to pick out produce. Maybe just give him some tips for choosing the mango that's not rock hard, right? Or the avocado that's at the appropriate stage of ripeness and not black and squishy. Marsha says she's only going to buy what she needs. Yeah. Allie wants to, don't forget the list. I know. I'm the queen of that, Allie. I will take a picture of my list though, so it's on my phone, because who forgets their phone? We don't forget that. And stick to the list without all the extra fun stuff. Yes. And on the shopping day, I talked about this. For me, I use the extra fun stuff, even just one thing like the beautiful ghee. I will let myself choose a real food fun stuff. Not junk food, but like can I get this $15 cooking oil that looks amazing? Yes, because I'm not buying any processed food and I'm buying an entire cart full of vegetables and clean proteins. So yeah, I'm getting some California olive oil and I'm going to hide it in a cabinet and use it to drizzle raw on my saka because that's when I'm just going to enjoy it the most. Great. Love it, you guys. Okay, shopping. Good. Prep. Who loved this prep hacks day? I had so much fun with you on Wednesday. I think that was my favorite day because I'm good at prep. And it's when you get good at prep, I wasn't born good at prep. I learned how to become good at prep because I did not want to spend all day in the kitchen. So I am passionate about teaching you the prep hacks, raw, ready, plug and play, and one pot meals because they are so liberating, you guys. This is the stuff you will be on your feet practicing for the entirety of the 6 weeks inside of transformation as you get consistent with the clean eating and the liquid gold and start to feel your body transform, and consistent with keeping out the sugars, tula, that stuff that oh my gosh, I feel amazing when I'm not eating that stuff, and, right? So, prepping. Who's going to plug and play it up out there? Give me a yes, give me a heart, give me a like, give me a wave if you feel like, okay, I've dabbled in plug and play or the concept makes sense, but I don't know where to start. Just give me some sort of acknowledgement that you are ready to take some action with the plug and play. You are ready to, and if you saw the cooking demo yesterday, buy an acorn squash, hack it in half, put oil and salt and pepper on both sides, pop it in your air fryer or your oven. Everybody got so worked up yesterday about the air fryer. You don't have to have an air fryer, but a lot of people have an air fryer. You can do everything in the oven that you do in the air fryer. And take that acorn squash, pop it in the fridge. You can do 4 of them at a time in the fryer. You can do 10 at a time in the oven if you wanted. Pop it in the fridge, and every day your starch component is taken care of for the next 4 days if you're the only one eating that acorn squash. Boom, boom, acorn squash. Yes, filled with quinoa, filled with lentils, filled with ground turkey, filled with ground beef. Put some cabbage, put some pine nuts, put some chopped celery on top. You guys, those acorn squash bowls that I made yesterday, if you watched the cooking demo, it was cabbage and quinoa and the acorn squash with just like radishes and celery on top, but the sesame ginger, the ginger lime tahini, that was the dressing, the ginger lime tahini. Oh my God. That was my favorite thing that I made yesterday. And the sake was good too. Marsha plug and played last night. Excellent. Yes. So you can either plug and play and prep in advance, right? Pot of quinoa, pot of beans, mini meatballs, chopped up all the cabbage to saute, all of that, and then go to the fridge and boom, boom, boom. Or you can plug and play just some components. The way I started this was always having pre-cooked protein and starches. I would cook a huge pork or beef shoulder, let that pull down, pulled pork, pulled brisket, pulled beef. You can do that with a whole chicken. That's easy too, right? And then I would have sweet potatoes baked or rice cooked or quinoa cooked. Lily says, oh my God, all of the food was amazing. I'm so glad you were there to eat it, and thank you for your help yesterday. It was really good. You guys, having the dips, the dollops, and the dressings is the game changer. Lily, would you agree that she kept dumping that chimichurri on her plate and she was like, oh my gosh, this is really good. So, and that's an element to always prep in advance, right? If you have 10 minutes, 5 minutes for that dressing yesterday, 5 minutes for chimichurri, make up a dressing, put it in a mason jar, pop it in the fridge, that's game changing. So prepping, plug and play. I want to know what will be different for you when you are in a plug and play groove, or if you've ever been in a plug and play groove before. What's different, or what will be different? This is a visioning question. I want you to think like, ooh, right? It's all possible, right? There's no barriers in your way. Imagine you have the time and you have the money and you have the mental capacity and you have the space to prep, to open up your fridge and go like, fabulous, I'm starving, and what do we have here? Leftover sake, I'm gonna pop in the toaster right now, excellent. And let's see, I've got some baby greens from Tidal Creek that are delicious and amazing. And look right over here, here's some chimichurri that I made yesterday while the sake is heating up. I'm just gonna open that up, pour it on the salad. Ooh, look, I'm in the pantry now. I've got pine nuts here. We'll sprinkle those on top. Remember, you can use that Chipotle mindset to get those ingredients, those components, so you're walking down the line and you've got them in the house. That's how you can shop. Where's my sprinkle-ons? Where's my dips, dollops, and dressings? What's my protein? What are my crunchy raw veggies that I love? That's how you can shop. Marsha says, less stress at mealtime. And if there's less stress, Marsha, what's there's more room for? What is the opposite of stress for you? Catherine, it says it makes mealtime fun. And Lily admits, I'm a sauce girl. The chimichurri is the bomb. Yeah, great. So plug and play is a huge answer for you guys. And where it's not possible, or where you're like, my husband won't eat that, or I don't really want plug and play every day, that's where the recipes come in. That's where the meal plans come in that you're receiving every single Friday as a member or inside of Transformation. Okay, now let's talk about cooking. I had a lot of fun with you guys cooking yesterday. Melissa asked, what's the best place for fresh pine nuts that are not so expensive? Yeah, they are typically a more expensive nut, although all nuts can be pricey. Melissa, I buy them at either Trader Joe's or Costco. Those are my best prices on pine nuts. And if you only want a little, you can get them here in the bulk bins at Tidal Creek or Whole Foods. Yeah, but they can be expensive. I wonder too about ordering them online, what they look like in Amazon. Great. So cooking. Let's talk about cooking. Let's talk about cooking. Because I asked you this question in the homework yesterday. Don't forget to go back to the homework thread. You guys remember, everybody that answers in the homework thread all week long will be entered to win a scholarship to Transformation. I will choose that winner on Monday. It's going to be good. Okay. What kind of attitude, I asked this in the homework thread, and I want you guys, hi Elizabeth, I'm glad you're here, to everybody here to chime in on this, because I'm here today to as we're pulling this together, to yes, remind you all the stuff we talked about, but to really drill the point home that this is a mindset game, that you can throw yourself so hard in the wrong direction with real foods and liquid golds by what you are telling yourself. Yes? Does this resonate with you? So I want you to also understand that the mindset that you go into your kitchen with is critically important for developing consistency with these habits. Cooking so that you're not eating the easy processed takeout crap, right? You've got to have your game face on. What do they call it when you're an athlete? Is it a game face? What's your game face? There's a mindset piece to everything, yes. But if we think about, athletes and how they train, like, yes, it's about what they're doing with their body, but oh my gosh, Olympic athletes, pro athletes, it's a mind game too. What's your game, right? How are you keeping your mind on point so that you can walk into the kitchen and not go, there's still dishes in the sink. Open the refrigerator. I don't feel like it. How many of you have said, I don't feel like it in the kitchen, in front of the refrigerator, on your way home when you're thinking about having to cook, when you wake up in the morning and you know you want to make breakfast, but you don't want to make breakfast? I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it like at least 50% of the time. This isn't about like, okay, I'm going to say something, and maybe I said this on Monday too, but I really feel strongly about this. I don't feel like it is not a reason not to do it. It's not valid. That's not like I have a fever, or my foot is broken, or my babysitter didn't show up. I don't feel like it is like a really modern American reason that we've developed for not having to show up for our lives. And maybe it's depression, right? Maybe it's that phrase is masquerading as something else. You guys have gotten really quiet because we've all said I don't feel like it, but I'm calling BS on it. It's not a get out of jail free card. And sometimes it's like, I don't feel like it because I'm exhausted, because I'm taking care of everybody else. Like, I get that. I'm not saying you're lazy when you say I don't feel like it. We're all doing so much. But I'm kind of calling you out on like having to be in the mood to cook. You get in the mood to cook as you get in the kitchen and you open up your refrigerator and you open a window and you wipe down the counter and you throw away the smelly dish towel into the laundry and get a fresh one and put on some music and say like, roll up your sleeves and wash your hands and say like, okay, woo, what's the next thing? How can I get myself in even more of a mindset to show up for myself? Same with showing up to the grocery store. Same with showing up to sit down and plan for 10 minutes. I don't feel like it is not a reason not to nourish yourself. There are ways to get yourself in a better place, and it's just do the next thing. My members know I talk about this all the time. Just do the next thing. The next thing might just be a walk. Okay. So, what's the attitude that you want to cultivate in your kitchen so that you can show up like I showed up yesterday and make 3 plug-and-play meals in 49 minutes? That's how long that video was. That 3 people were able to eat for lunch and then 4 people were able to eat for dinner that night based on what I did in 49 minutes. I did prep one of those sauces the night before and the saka the night before. And before the video, there was some veggie chopping. So there was some prep that went into that, but largely I walked into my friend Kelly's house yesterday with 3 grocery bags full of single ingredients sourced from nature you make yourself at home. And 49 minutes later, me and Lily and Kelly sat down and feasted our faces off on real food that was delicious. Why? Because I made a plan. I went to the grocery store and got everything on the plan, and then I showed up in that kitchen with a good attitude, ready to rock. And then you guys say, well, but it's not, you're good at cooking, right? Your grandma taught you how to do all this stuff. Yeah, some of us have more of an advantage than others in terms of like, I brought some love of food and some skill set of cooking to the table, but this is not anything gourmet or hardcore. Really. I meet people all the time who are like, ooh, so you have a cooking business? You know, like somebody said to me, so like, you know, do you do like really desserts that like helping make desserts more accessible to people like creme anglaise or something? Like seriously just said something French to me that I've never even heard of. And I was like, nope, I'm actually help people do things that are like not gourmet at all, but still taste really good, are simple to pull together, are made with ingredients that I bought at my local grocery store and didn't have to go anywhere exotic or fancy to buy. And that's it. I planned, I shopped, I prepped, and I cooked yesterday, and there was more than enough food to feed 7 people over the course of 24 hours. Several meals, lunch and dinner. So not 24 hours, 12 hours. And there's still leftovers, Kelly told me. And I brought some home. If I can do this with a chronic disease, high inflammation in my body, total brain fog, 2 kids, a business, a life turned upside down in the last year because my husband left his job and we decided to change everything. If I can do this, you can totally do this. I promise. And you can do it consistently. That's what would happen inside the container of transformation for the 6 weeks that you're there. Having this energy and this mindset stuff in front of you every week, every day, in your inbox, on your phone, in the app, in your head. People tell me after transformation and working with me privately, and some members will say this too, I bet. They're like, oh no, I hear your voice in my head. I'm making better decisions because I just hear Rye like saying something to me. I'm like, well, I hope it's like the good angel on your shoulder and not like my voice is driving you nuts all day long. I'm not judging you. I'm cheerleading and coaching the shit out of you. And that's what you get when you work with me. All right, so we're talking about attitude. This is all a choice. I mean, we could reframe this. Does somebody want to pull up stats on how many people are starving in the world right now? I know that that's like, it's not always like, well, there's people starving, so like I should be grateful, and that's a way that we can shame ourselves and make ourselves feel bad for, not being on our feet with food. But it's also a way to reality check us, to humble us. How many people are starving in the world right now? Does anybody want to just venture to guess? How many children do not have any food today? How many children in the communities that we live in here in Wilmington, North Carolina, don't have food? How many people don't have a properly equipped kitchen to cook in? How many people go to the dollar store to buy their groceries? That one upsets me. There's a lot of statistics out there of people who are buying food for themselves and their children at dollar stores because they don't have cars to go to a real grocery store to bring food home to their families. And here I am with a brand new car
and access to every grocery store I could possibly want, and 4 different debit cards and credit cards in my wallet to go to that grocery store and buy food, and a kitchen and an invitation to kitchens all over this town, people just opening their doors to me, you can come cook here, a kitchen to make that food in. And I'm like, this is an inconvenience on my brattier days, you know? This is so frustrating that I have to be so on top of my food and I can't just have freedom to eat whatever I want, wherever I want. I have so much privilege. You have so much privilege. What an honor it is to have a vehicle and money and the access to a grocery store and healthy food and a kitchen to cook it in, and then a body that can stand up and cook it and then just sit down and eat it and receive that food. That's the perspective that I want to cultivate more of, and my invitation is to help you cultivate more of that for yourself, so that getting in the kitchen and taking care of yourself and taking care of your family is not an inconvenience. It's a privilege. Lily says, I always think about that every single meal I eat. We also don't have to plant and harvest. Yeah, you guys, how hard did it used to be to eat your food? That was like the whole purpose of every day, right? Like to go out and hunt food or find food or grow food or harvest food or water food. We just gotta go buy it and then cook it up. And we're like, it's so much work. It's really not. It's really not. And when you're using the NSK methods and when you're getting coaching to keep your mindset on point, that's the juice. That's the gold. That's what's going to keep you in the zone. So what needs to shift for you guys? I'm going to give you some coaching here at the end. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. The phone keeps falling. What needs to shift for you? Yeah, Katie, good point. I think so many of our sensitivities come from stress and anxiety. For sure, the role of stress, the limbic system, the autonomic nervous system, the role of stress in that, absolutely 100%. You are right on point. And that's impact on us, you know, and not to mention, guys, the amount of toxins that are coming into our body through our air and our water and our soil. We're fighting a lot of garbage to be healthy and be intentional these days, but we're not fighting a losing battle. Don't let that thought throw you down, right? Well, it doesn't matter. I drank the crappy water here for 15 years. What's another year going to be, right? Lily says she got a stat for us. In 2017, an estimated 15 million households were food insecure. In America, hunger is caused by poverty and financial resources at both the national and local levels. 15% of families living in rural areas experience food insecurity. Wow, compared with 11% living in suburban and metropolitan areas. That's fascinating and heartbreaking. 15 million food insecure people. And here we are with the internet to be able to talk to each other like this, even about this. Right? Thank you for that stat, Lily. So I'm ready to coach you. We've got 5 minutes here. This is your opportunity. Do you want to see some change happen for you over the weekend? Do you want to show up differently in your kitchen and at the grocery store in front of your planner? Right now is your time. What needs to shift for you right now that you can think of in the practical realm? Where can you show up differently in your planning, shopping, prepping, and cooking cycle? And baby steps are okay. And in fact, baby steps are encouraged. And this is what I would do inside Transformation in your coaching calls. What needs to change for you in the practical right now? Next step that you can publicly proclaim here in this environment with each other. We've got now 14 people on the call. Catherine says, get rid of toxins so my physical, neurological, and emotional systems can function. Yeah, Catherine, I'm right there with you. The toxins are holding so many of us back. What's your next step to getting rid of the toxins? Just the next step, because that's a huge, big step. Marsha's going to set time aside to do all of these effectively. Good. So Marsha, break it down for me even more. What needs to happen in order for you to set that time aside? It's easy to say, I need to set the time aside. What do you need to tell yourself? What do you need to put in your planner? Where is that time living? Be more specific with me. Allie wants to shift her mindset. So careful when you say I need, Allie. You say I want to or I am, right? We're going to say it in the positive. I am shifting my mindset to more of a I can do this instead of this is going to be hard. Great work, Allie. Ding, ding, ding. You just said something huge and profound, and I'm thrilled that you're here and all week have been doing this work. Do you see how Allie has noticed that her mind is what's holding her back, and the mindset shift she needs? She hears herself saying, oh, this is going to be hard, which makes it hard, right, Allie? Yes? Instead of that, I can do this. And Allie, I would even encourage you to say, I am doing it. As it's happening, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'll say that to myself a lot. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing great. This is happening. Yes, yes, yes. Just in the affirmative, in the positive. That is reprogramming new neural pathways all over your brain in awesome ways. Great work, Allie. Thank you. Gosh, you guys are awesome. Okay, anyone else? What needs to shift with your mindset? Is there anybody that could benefit? Hit a like or hit a heart if you could benefit from carrying more gratitude into this self-nourishment practice, into the practice of planning and shopping and prepping and cooking. Where could more gratitude, how could that support you? Do more for you. I hope my battery life is going to hold up. Good, Catherine. Very well stated, she said to Allie. Yes, words carry so much weight. They absolutely do. Notice what you're telling yourself, and then don't beat yourself up for what you're telling yourself. Just choose to replace it. You extinguish thoughts that don't work for you when you don't give them your attention. What happens so much of the time is we think a thought and then we're like, oh, that thought, that thing. I'm so bad for thinking that thing. I wish I didn't think that thing. I should have said this thing. You are just keeping that thing alive, right? So Allie, notice this is going to be hard. Oh, I'm just going to extinguish that. I'm not going to give that my attention, and I'm going to replace that with, I can do this. I'm doing this. And yes, fake it till you make it is a thing. You can reprogram your thinking by not believing it at first. You gotta say it. You gotta say it until you believe it. Katie wants to stop and be grateful for each meal, regardless of how nutrient dense it is. Being grateful, more mindful, and then not beating myself up when my meal isn't what it should be. Beautiful work, Katie. I'm so glad you hopped on this call today. That is exactly the nature of what needs to happen for you or anyone to experience transformation. Yes, more grateful, more mindful, and not beating myself up. That is at the heart of the mindset shifts that must happen in order to experience true and lasting transformation. Real and true transformation isn't just, I followed a Whole30 for 30 days times 30, right? And did it for a year. And then as soon as it was over, I went and got a pizza and ate it all. You can transform doing a Whole30. But are you transforming the stuff that's holding you back when you're not trapped in the protocol as your only way of being? This is a huge part of the equation, and Katie is tuning into that. I love how you said being grateful regardless of how nutrient dense it is, right? Okay, I'm eating a meal that's not necessarily serving me, but I'm eating food and it's filling up my belly. Beautiful. I'm so glad you're here. What will be different about your life, guys, when you have, say, been consistent with real food and liquid gold nourishment? You've taken out those inflammatory foods, that stuff that's holding you back, right? The refined flours, the refined oils, the sugars, the processed stuff that is keeping you stuck and inflamed. When that has melted away, and when the real food and the liquid gold are steadily going into your system, yeah, not perfectly, but I don't know, 80%, 90% of the time, real food and liquid gold in your system, what will be different? Allie, thank you for being here. I know you got to go and you're a teacher. I'm wrapping up right now. What will be different? I want to hear from at least two of you. If week after week you were consistently showing up, let's say for 6 weeks, what would be different about your body? Tell me that. Whose symptoms would subside? Who would feel less tension here, less mucus going down the back of their throat, less back pain, less brain fog, less irritability? Those are just my symptoms. What are yours? Marsha would hope it would heal her gut problems. Yes, Marsha, consistency with the real food and the liquid gold. I would love to see you do some herbal infusions, Marsha. I don't know if you are, but that may be a next step for you that could be simple. Good. I want to know what will be different about your body. I want to hear from one more person as we wrap this up. Remember that I'm choosing the winner of the scholarship on Monday based on those of you that have answered in the homework threads throughout the week. I will be releasing a page with all of the videos and resources from the week. Don't forget, you have 2 menu plans to click through, a vegan and an omnivore plan, for new recipe ideas and inspiration so you can shop, prep, cook with more ease and greater joy. And please do consider taking a look at Transformation, thenewschoolkitchen.com/transformation. Read through that page. If any aspect of that resonates with you, but you have some questions or concerns, send me a message. I want to talk to you. I'm not going to tell you to buy the program if it's not a match for you. I'll be totally honest with you. I won't, and in the past haven't. But I have created and kept this program at a really fair price for how much I give away because of how transformative it is. And you'll hear stories from people this weekend who have transformed using Real Food and Liquid Gold and my mindset and coaching. And I want people to have access to it. It's also why I give away a scholarship every single time I do this program, and why I offer a fair rate for members and people returning to do transformation. This is the good stuff that combines just not what you're putting in, but what you're taking out and what you are putting in and taking out up here in your big, beautiful brain that has the potential to skyrocket you to greater real food success and also can hold you back. So notice what you're telling yourself today and this week. Reinforce what's going well for you. Pat yourself on the back where and when you can. What are you taking away today? Anybody? You guys are still on and we have 2 minutes. What's one thing you said, heard, felt, or realized today? I'm going to answer the questions that are coming in while we're finishing up. Marsha's never tried an infusion. Marsha, so you're in the membership. Last month, the PDF of the month was an Herbal Infusions PDF. It will give you all the info you need to know. I will send you a copy of that when this call is over. Katie says, thank you for your passion and sharing your wealth of knowledge. It's my pleasure, Katie. Thank you for being here. Where do you recommend getting beef bones for broth here in ILM? Only at the Tidal Creek Farmers Market. There's 2 farmers, Alchemy Ranch and Red Tail Farm, I believe. Both carry beef bones that are very clean. And those are the only places I would get beef bones in this town. Thank you for allowing me to offer you some insight on the mindset piece of shifting your attitude with the process of planning and prepping and cooking and shopping for real foods. It's my privilege and my pleasure and my honor to support you. And thank you for your support of me, of these programs, of my membership, of transformation. So many of you have been my customers and clients and friends over the years, and I can't tell you how much that means to me and how grateful I am for your support. So thank you for being here. If you could post those menu plans one more time, Lily, before we log off so everybody has a chance to see them. And don't forget to visit the Units tab. Go to the Units tab right here in the New School You group, and you can see the homework and the videos from every single day, and you can even click off when you've finished them if you're an A+ student. That will let you know that you have seen everything, the wealth of information that I've offered you this week, and that you were able to take at least some of it in. Okay. Thank you. I love you. Have a beautiful day. More this weekend, and we will pick a winner Monday at noon. Fun's not over yet, you guys. Thank you so much for being here.